Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together. We'll see what kind of controversies they get into. But between now and then, some great guests and important information coming your way. We'll have a discussion about childhood hunger. We'll talk about June and why it's called Body Month. And we'll see what's coming up at the High Point Theater, all that and much more. But first, we turn to the sound of music, not the movie, but the sound of music. We're going to have music around us. Lori Bates, our director, let's see a wide shot here for a second. We have members, not the whole choir, but members of Willie Mason and Friends Choir. You're going to hear from them in just a second. But let me introduce the three gentlemen that are here to help us talk about this great music. On my immediate right, of course, our good friend David Daggett, attorney with Daggett Schuler. And David and his partner Griff brought along our good friend Willie Mason, who founded Willie Mason and Friends Choir. Yes. And then, of course, Griff Schuler, attorney. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jim.
Glad to be here.
And our choir members, just so everybody knows very quickly, let me just mention their names. Shantia Battle, Robert Hairston, Paula Imes, Jennifer Jeter, and Shakitha Young. And you'll hear from them in just a second. Willie, let me go to you first. Let's remind folks, in case they haven't heard about this before, when did you find the group, start the group up, and why did you do it?
So the group was established in June of 2009, and it was just came from a dream that I had. I sent an email out, and Jim, before I knew it, I had a lot of people to respond back and say, yes, we want to be a part of this ministry. So yes.
So David, how did you find out about this, and why do you feel like you need something you should support?
Well, found Willie Mason when we had him sing at the finish line of a 5K race that I was announcing. We became instant friends.
Absolutely.
And I contact him every now and then and say, Willie, I need a dose. Where are you performing next?
Yeah, very
Yes,
uplifting.
absolutely.
Griff, why is having a community choir like this so important?
Well, I think what Willie Mason and Friends does is they're not just affiliated just with one church. They're a ministry, and they're a ministry to everyone in the entire community. And I think that is very, very important. And they reach out beyond just our community. They actually go on road trips and reach out to other communities. And so it's just not local. They get around, and I think that's wonderful.
Now,
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, well, as Willie told me off camera, I think it's 22 or 23 total members, but we have 7 behind us. I've already given you their names. All right, gang, give me about a minute of something so we can hear what you sound like. Go ahead.
I know something about God's grace. I know something about God's grace. It could have been me with no food to eat. It could have been me with no place to sleep. But for the grace of God.
Well, I don't know if it's appropriate, but we're going to applaud.
Absolutely.
I'm like David. I get excited when I hear music like that. All right, Willie, let's get a plug in for when this concert, because I understand this is your anniversary, right?
It is our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And let me put this up on screen for everybody. The 10th anniversary celebration will be Sunday, June 10th, 5 p.m. at Galilee Missionary Baptist Church. For more information, you'll see up on screen, WillieMasonandFriends.com is the website for the radio listening audience in WSJS, WillieMasonandFriends.com. Also, you can visit DaggettSchulerLaw.com, and 724-1234 is the number there. And I hope you'll check that out and go to the concert. David.
Sunday, June 2nd.
Is it?
2nd.
What did I say?
10th.
Did I say the 10th?
It's the 2nd.
Oh, see, I'm so excited about
I'm
this.
excited too. I'm excited. And I'll be there. Don't miss it.
Because you're one of the friends.
Absolutely.
Willie Mason.
Honorary
Are you
member.
going to let David sing?
Yeah, that's right. No, David
He's heard me try.
David is not going to sing. No, we want everybody to go, and it is Sunday, June the 2nd, 5 p.m. I got to
Yes.
write that time.
Yes.
All right, good. Gang, thanks for doing that. I just think you're great. I just think you're great. All right, we will be right back after the, on Triad Today, and always glad when this gentleman can drop by for a visit. He does such great work, and he's so busy, so we're glad we could grab him today. On my right, Eric Aft, the CEO of the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina. Welcome back, sir.
Jim, great to be here.
Good to see you. Let's remind folks who maybe have just moved into the area, don't know, what the overall mission of the food bank is and how you fulfill that mission.
That sounds great. Our mission is twofold. One, we're trying to address the immediate challenges of hunger and food insecurity. And when we talk about food insecurity, we mean figuring out that there's a lot of folks in our community that don't know where their next meal is coming from. But the other side of the coin is really addressing the root cause of hunger. And a lot of people don't know that that's also a big focus of our mission.
Yeah, and we don't have to get way into this because people can go to the website and you and I can have a great conversation for 2 hours on all the great things you're doing. But give me an idea when you talk about ways that you're trying to find out how to alleviate hunger, other than the fact that you do help get food to organizations that get the food to people who need it. But what's your philosophy on trying to end it?
Well, one of the biggest ways is to provide people a path out of poverty or out of just economic challenges, because even if a family's making $40,000 or $45,000 a year, that's still a tough situation when you're trying to pay all your bills. So one of our key programs is our Providence Culinary Training Program with over 700 graduates that doesn't just prepare people for a job, but truly a career path in the culinary area. And it has had tremendous success building people into having more opportunities for living wage positions.
How bad is the hunger problem in this area, especially for children? I thought I'd just put you on the spot, and if you can round it off to some kind of statistic or share with us how bad it is.
Sure. Unfortunately, it's a great challenge here. 1 in 5 of our children face hunger or food insecurity. And a lot of times what that looks like here in our community, it doesn't mean that they don't necessarily have any food, but the quality of the food or the amount of the food is a concern. A lot of it is processed or fast food items that just are not giving the right nutrients to our kids so that they can thrive and succeed in school and later on in life.
Speaking of school, summer is on us now, just about. How is that going to be more of a challenge for what you're doing?
Well, it becomes a pressure-filled situation for families because the kids right now, and when we're talking in our community, over 54% of the kids are eligible for free and reduced lunch. So if most of those kids are taking advantage of those programs, come the summer, they disappear. So families are scrambling to figure out how to make already a tight budget stretch further to be able to provide breakfast and lunch for those kids. So that's where we step in more aggressively around our childhood hunger programs.
How can you help specifically during the summer months? How can that work?
Well, what Second Harvest is doing is a few things. One, we're providing weekend meals for a lot of kids, which we do throughout the year, but that even becomes more important when maybe it's tighter during the week. But we also support a lot of food programs that are going on throughout the community, whether it's at the recreation and park sites, the YMCAs, or other locations that are having summer camp programs. We are there to provide hot meals for those kids, every day of the week.
And with that being sort of the exception, throughout most of the year, except when you're doing special things like that, you're really sort of a clearinghouse to make sure you can get food that's donated to organizations that can get the food to people, right?
That's exactly right. We're blessed that we have a wonderful network of 290 partners across the 18 counties that are, on the front lines helping people every single day. But it's the grocery partners and individuals out in the community making donations to us that make that possible. And for all of those partners I mentioned, over 290, we provide 77% of the food that they're able to provide to individuals.
That's just fantastic. Up on screen, I want you to go to this website, folks, if you can, www.hungernwnc.org, hungernwnc.org, and read about all the great things that are going on and how you can help by making donations and helping the food bank. Eric, thank you, Eric, for being here.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate all you do.
We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and somebody sent me an email the other day. In fact, she's here now, and I'm going to tell a story about it. She said that June is Body Month, and so I didn't even ask. I want to ask now and see what that means. June is Body Month. Anyway, next to me, on my right, is first-time visitor to the show. Danielle Lamke is at Forsyth Plastic Surgery, and the culprit who sent the email is Kim Smith, who also is at Forsyth Plastic Surgery. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Kim, let me start with you. What do you mean when you say June is Body Month?
Well, June is Body Month at Forsyth Plastic Surgery. Basically, we want to start a conversation. We want people to know the services that we offer, because what we're hearing is our patients are waiting upwards of 5 years before they even call to schedule their consultation. So we want to start the conversation and make the process of decision making as easy as we can.
So you say people put things off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a big decision.
Yeah.
Even non-surgical things are a big decision.
Like, what do you mean? Give me a range of the simplest to more complex.
Simple non-surgical things are even just like peels, facial peels,
Right.
laser hair removal,
Right.
Cool sculpting, non-surgical fat removal,
And
things
people
like
want to
that.
they want to think about it for a while. Well, should I do it? Should I not do it? Whatever.
Yeah.
But go ahead and start the conversation, which what you're saying, and let's find out the information.
Absolutely.
Now, is there anything special going on in June, or you're just trying to raise awareness, or what?
Well, awareness, number one, and number two, we will be having some specials coming out, but we'll wait till June to disclose those.
Okay. Well, that's nasty that you won't sit here and tell me what's going on. Danielle, I know that that women, because I've been over there and I've seen, there's a lot of women in there. They'll come in for various things, and it could be Botox or it could be whatever. But I'm just wondering, when you're talking about June is Body Month, I mean, should men feel like it's okay for them to come in too?
Oh, absolutely. Not only do we do the mommy makeovers, but we also do daddy makeovers
Now,
too.
what is that? What do you mean a daddy makeover?
It can be anything as tummy tuck,
Right.
thigh lift.
I've got 50 extra pounds. Can you get rid of those?
Sure can.
Yeah, well, not right now. We're not going to do it right now. Now, give us also, Danielle, while I've got you here, give me an update on the new name. You have an expanded facility that's going to be built onto Forsyth Plastic Surgery there in Winston-Salem, and it's called Vista. Give me an update on what's going on with Vista.
It's going fantastic. We've had really good weather, so progress is definitely being made, and September is when we're looking to.
September is the month where you're going to open it. Now, people who've been over to Forsyth Plastic Surgery in Winston-Salem know that you have your own surgical suites. You have everything contained in one main building. Now, this extension, I call it extension, but the new part of the business is called Vista. What kind of things will go on there as part of that?
It's more the cosmetic esthetician side.
Okay. Now, also, Kim, let's remind folks where you're located, because sometimes somebody called me one time and said, well, wait a minute, they said Winston-Salem, but they didn't say where. So what's the address there?
Address is 2901 Maplewood Avenue, Winston-Salem. Zip code for that GPS, 27103.
Right. And Kim, since you're sort of the veteran here, Danielle has been, I guess you've been there for 3 or 4 months now, and congratulations on being willing to work with Kim, which is
It's really hard.
a chore.
I'm so
It is.
sorry.
It's very hard. Kim, why do you get gratification out of working at Forsyth Plastic Surgery? I don't mean it to be a commercial for the practice, but just in general, what do you feel? What makes you feel good about it?
The surgeons, the doctors, they are wonderful to work with. Who you see in consultation is the person they are out of the office. They are a wonderful group of men and women.
Yes, there's a woman surgeon
absolutely.
there. And you don't feel like a number when you're in there, and
No.
they sit down with you and talk to you, and I feel that's just great. That's great. I want to put something up on screen before time gets away from us. ForsythPlasticSurgery.com is the website, and for the radio listening audience on WSJS, I'll say it again, www.ForsythPlasticSurgery.com. The number there, area code 336-765-8620, 765-8620, and I hope you will start the conversation, you folks at home, and think about things that you might need that are elective, and certainly there are other things that can be done there too, and just go to that website and look at the wide range of services. This is a good group, and I really appreciate what they do. Ladies, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. On Triad Today, and you know what I was hoping? I was hoping that somebody from High Point Theater would wander in here, and gosh, he did. And next to me is the director of High Point Theater, Dave Briggs. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Jim. Always a pleasure.
We have a lot of things I want to talk about in terms of shows that are coming up, but before we do that, maybe this is a man thing or something, but when I go to a show or something, a concert or a lecture or play, I think to myself, God, I'm already thinking ahead. What if I get thirsty? I know it sounds silly, but I mean, somebody asked me the other day, well, you have Dave Briggs on the show and stuff. If you go to High Point Theater to see a show, can you get refreshments?
Absolutely. So we have a very nice concession area. You can get a glass of wine, red or white. You can buy beer. We have craft beer as well as some of the more common beers.
Any
locally.
soft drinks?
We have Pepsi products because the city is a Pepsi facility.
Right.
And we also have bottled water. You can get your Snickers bar and your peanuts and
Wow.
and,
Okay. So you're going to
candy
take
and
care of
so on.
guys like me that panic.
Well, that's
if we
right.
have
If
to,
you need
okay.
a pack of nabs, by golly, we're going to take care of you.
Good. Well, see, I wondered about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Serious question. All right. Now, tell me about, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Franco Gallardo, who's coming to High Point Theater on June 28th. What's that? Who is he?
Franco Gallardo is a mariachi, and this is actually a rental for us. We have a local promoter who's bringing this family in. They are remarkable mariachis. So you're going to see all that beautiful costuming and the dance.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's music from Mexico and the hats, and it's going to be a beautiful show. Hope folks will take advantage of it because there's not a lot of Mexican music that's really performed in a public venue like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I understand you have a full slate of dance recitals and graduations and things like that coming, and people say, well, wait a minute. Now, is that under the auspices of High Point Theater, or what about that?
Well, there are multiple dance studios that do their rehearsals and the recitals at the High Point Theater. So if you go to our website, you'll see all of those recitals available to purchase tickets for. And of course, with graduations, those are usually invitation-only sort of things. But from the Dance Center of Greensboro to oh gosh, I'm going to leave somebody out of here, and I'll just not do that. Dance Edge, Studio
all the
J.
people
There's a whole lot
from the whole area. People come in because you told me before that people can rent the facility and put on their show, and that's what's happening. Yeah. And you have beauty competitions or that kind of thing too. All right. Now, when does the new season start in earnest?
Well, effectively, our new season starts in September of next year with an amazing group called Andes Manta.
Okay.
They play Peruvian panpipes and Andean music. They play together roughly about 32 different instruments, and these guys are phenomenal. That's going to be a Sunday matinee show, actually.
All right. Now, A.J. Croce?
A.J. Croce is Jim Croce's son. We're really delighted to have this. He's a fine musician in his own right. Really kind of plays blues and standards and jazz. But Jim Croce's wife has given A.J. permission to perform his father's music.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He sounds very much like his dad. He looks a lot like his father. And juxtaposed on a screen behind him, you'll see some of the video images of Jim playing some of his songs, I've Got a Name,
oh, man,
and
that's
so
gonna be great.
And
that's
then AJ is also playing them as well.
Lee Rocker, which I believe is November 1st.
Yeah, Lee Rocker with the Stray Cats. He's the guy who played the big upright bass and spins it around. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that.
On November 3rd, Vienna Boys Choir.
The Vienna Boys Choir are just a phenomenal worldwide hit. Of course, they're based in Vienna, and this is an amazing male choir. If you love choral music, this is a show you've got to see.
They're the best of the best.
They are the best of the best.
And finally, looking way, way ahead into March, Georgia on My Mind. What is that?
Oh my gosh. Georgia on My Mind is a tribute to Ray Charles featuring Nina Freelon, Clint Holmes, Take Six, and Kirk Whalum. And that is going to be one phenomenal show.
You're going to have Clint Holmes, huh?
Clint Holmes.
That's great. All right, up on screen, before we lose time here, highpointtheater.com. There's two T's in there, highpointtheater.com, and it's all together there. Please go to that website and check it out. The box office is 887-3001, and buy your season tickets because you will love going there. Dave Briggs, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jim.
We'll be right back after this. Oh, back now on Triad Today, just about time for the roundtable. I want to urge you to pick up your copy of Yes Weekly. It's the best of 2019. Hope you'll look at that. Lots of good stuff in there. Also, before we get to the questions and things, I just want to mention that Jim Fowler passed away at age 89. And what's his local connection? Well, of course, he was a longtime host of Wild Kingdom and a great animal activist. But in 1974, he came down to WFMY TV, and I was on the production crew at the time. We did a telethon to raise money to help pay for the construction of the North Carolina Zoo. Wow. And if it hadn't been for Jim, I don't think the telethon would have been that successful. And he also asked me to babysit a baby cougar one night, which was kind of rough. It was cute. Name was Cochise. He ripped up my clothes. Oh, no. All right, now let's get to the round table. And on my right, but always the political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster journalist. And next to him is the lovely, talented attorney and president of Dudley Beauty Products. And Ursula Dudley Oglesby is seated next to, is Keith here yet? Keith's down in the back. You coming in? Yeah. Keith Granberry is. We have to apologize. Can we take a wide shot and see that we, go ahead. I don't care if you see, yeah. Can you see, let's see, can we see Brian putting Keith's microphone on him? I'd like to thoroughly embarrass him while we can. Anyway, Keith Granberry's here. And the reason he was late is he's been for years now has been working on Donald Trump's taxes. So we appreciate that.
Answer.
All right, guys, let's get to a serious question now. If passed, a new state law would fine motorists $100 if they are caught using a handheld phone while driving. You okay with this, guys and gals, or is it an excessive fine? Ogie?
Not really. I'm texting, I'm fine with, but sometimes you really, if your phone rings, it could be an emergency. In my case, it can be an emergency. I have to answer it.
Absolutely. Ursula?
I think that $100 might prevent some people from using their phones while driving.
So you're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Keith?
I am too. I think that, if we can save lives, and a lot of times people are distracted, they're not like Ogie a lot of times, and they need an emergency. There should be something that he should be able to receive, but other people need to abide by the law.
All right, meanwhile, conservative state lawmakers want to expand Medicaid. Everybody say, hey, that's great, but only if recipients are required to work and pay premiums. Does this make any sense to you, Ogie?
Not one bit. I mean, that totally defeats the purpose of what Medicaid is set out to do. It makes not one bit of sense.
Ursula?
It's cruel.
I agree. I just don't understand how whoever came up with that idea, because that doesn't make any sense.
Keith?
Cruel and inhumane. I think it's crazy.
People that need it most, now you're going to ask them to go out and work and pay premiums off of the stuff they were supposed to get for free.
But the poor get poor and the rich get richer.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
Absolutely. Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders wants to impose a cap on credit card rates. I say good deal. He says, let's impose a cap of 15%, because some of these credit cards can go what, Ogie, 19, 20, 25%?
More than that, yeah.
More than
30%?
that. Yeah.
All right, do you support a cap on credit card rates, and should the cap be lower than 15%? Ogie?
I do. We've been trying to consolidate our debts, and our credit card debt is all interest. It's none of it principal. It's all interest.
You can't get it
and
paid
it's
off.
Crazy, and you just pay it forever and pay 3 times what your
What you owe, yeah, Ursula.
Oh, I love the idea. I don't know if it's going to fly, but I love the idea of having a cap on credit card debt or credit card interest rates, because they are, I've seen them as high as 29.99%.
Yeah, that's what I saw the Keith.
Well, again, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The poor get these credit cards, and they never pay them off because there's so much interest. So they're always paying on interest and never on the core amount that they borrow. It's wrong.
Can't get out from under. Los Angeles City Council, people say, well, Jim, why are you talking about Los Angeles? I'll tell you. Los Angeles City Council now requires a company to disclose its ties with the NRA, the National Rifle Association, if the company wants to do business with the city. Strange, but okay. Now, are you guys okay with that law? And if so, would you like to see North Carolina cities follow that example? Ogie?
I love it. Yeah, anything that diminishes the power of the NRA, I'm for it. I'm totally for it.
It seems a little intrusive, though. Ursula, what do you think? If you wanted to do business with the city of Winston or Greensboro, and they say, well, wait a minute, Miss Dudley Oglesby, what's your ties to political organizations? And
Yeah, I'm against it. You see what's happening now in the North Carolina legislature, where you've got a Republican legislature and they're taking powers away because it's a Democratic governor, I think that it's a slippery slope, so I'm against it.
Keith Cranberry.
Well, the NRA is a very powerful organization that we know needs to be reined in. I'm against that, because then other people start coming in and you start pulling out. Where do you stop at? You need to. I think that's pretty intrusive, and I think it's wrong.
All right. Maybe for the right reason, but
absolutely.
Like Ogie was saying, some of our North Carolina legislators want to make the Moravian cookie the official state symbol. And I'm being serious about this. Now, we're so politically correct these days. Are you okay with this, or do you think it's going to open us up to complaints from people saying you shouldn't have a religious name involved in a state symbol? It's a serious question. Ogie.
I love Moravian cookies so much that I think I would actually give them a pass. I just love them.
You don't
I crave them sometimes.
Ursula.
I love Moravian cookies too, but I just don't think it's a good idea.
But you've got a denomination listed as a state symbol.
Yeah,
Keith.
no.
I think Yum Yum hot dog should be the state symbol.
All right, and finally, this is a true story. Now, finally, the Prague Zoo has just opened an exhibit about animal poop. They're going to have dinosaur artifacts, fossil poop, all the way up to current day animal poop, including elephant poop. Guys and gals, again, a serious question now. Would you pay money to go to see a poop exhibit? Ogie.
Is that really a serious question?
It's serious. It's serious.
I wonder what the person who came up with the idea for that and to charge people, that just...
You wouldn't pay to see it?
No.
Ursula, would you pay to see poop?
No, I wouldn't pay to see it, but you know, hey, if the idea, you know, catches on, maybe I'll start charging for it.
I don't know what that means, but Keith, what do you think?
No, enough people getting pooped on already. I don't want to go see it. I'm not paying for it.
All right. Well, anyway, that means that none of the four of us are going to Prague anytime soon. Well, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. A 60-year-old firefighter in Rhode Island had been suspended because he accepted a dare from his young girlfriend to walk into a convenience store completely naked. Feeling like his girlfriend had taken advantage of him, the fireman later told police, "What can I say? I've been hosed." Poor guy. I feel bad for him. Don't you feel bad? For all of us here, and we're all going to get Keith to do our taxes, too. He's gonna,
No, you're not.
you're doing Trump's taxes, weren't you?
No.
That's right. We'll be right back. We'll be back next week. Don't come right back.